Hello, Dan with Service Rental. Going to go over this little Graco Ultra paint sprayer. It's all self-contained, battery operated little unit for doing spray painting or airless painting. Manufacturer recommends 2 gallons or less for a project with a gun this size. If you got more than that to do, you probably should really consider getting a bigger unit, which we have available. To start off with, this gun uses disposable containers inside it. So you can put your paint in there. It's really easy to change colors. If you've got a lot of different colors inside a house, it's a great thing to use, because all you got to do is pull this out, throw it away, and stick a new one in there. So anyhow, we'll put our little thing in there. Go ahead and put the top on it. Before we actually put anything in it, I'm going to go over a few things with it. This right here, the way it works, as you can see, draws from up right here. It does not have a straw that sticks down inside it like a lot of things would. So when we put this on, it's going to go on and clip around like that. Now, notice there's 4 tabs on that, and there's nothing that tells you which one it needs to be in. But this little vent right here needs to be over here. If you put it in up here, it's hitting, but it'll still go on. Same thing over there. And the problem with it hitting is it doesn't close and seal off like it should. It needs to be over here on the side so that it can be open and then closed and snapped close. Because as this thing works, as it draws the paint up in there, this is going to collapse, and if this vent is not closed, it will not suck the paint up, and you'll come down a little bit, and then it'll quit working. So that's a very important thing, and that needs to be over there on that. So anyhow, beyond that, set this to the side a minute. You've got a little battery. It slips in here on the bottom. Your PSI control, as on a big gun, is right here. So that you can control how fast or how slow the little pump is working. You've also got a prime and spray position right here. Obviously that right there, it's just like this says. That's in your prime and that's in your spray. When it's in the prime position, it's pulling up and going right back in it to get the little pump primed up. Obviously when it's in a spray, it's drawing out and coming out the tip. Tip on it's just like on a big gun. You can back this off and take it completely out. Easily turn it around if you had it stopped up and blow straight through it backwards to clear the tip. You're going to need the little strainer here to fill this up. It's got a screen that comes out to clean this up. There's actually probably more work cleaning this up than there is any other part of the gun. So when we get ready to use it, we'll stick that in there like so. We can open our vent up so that it's going to go in there. And we're going to be working with some stain today. That's what I'm going to be using. So if you're using latex paint, which is probably the most common, or latex stain, but this is oil-based, then you obviously put some water in here to clean it. Or I'd recommend to go ahead and playing with a gun just a minute before you actually put your paint or your stain in there, so that if you haven't used it before, so you can be comfortable with what you're doing before you actually start trying to work with the paint. Only takes a second. And I'm going to put a little thinner in it, which is a good thing to do if you're using oil base, because there is water and Corcheck in the gun that you'll want to get out and want to get, so you're not spraying that on what you're trying to work on. So we put a little bit of that in. We're gonna put this on, just like I said, with that over here on the side. Now, when we paint, we're gonna fill this all the way up. And with it all the way up, it's gonna pull up and prime without doing anything. But with no more than I've got in there, I'm gonna have to squeeze this air out of it to get it where it will pick up. So I got that all out. clear that off like so. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on prime. You see it bubbling in there, that's pulling up and going right back in it. And I'm gonna flip it over on spray. Just like that. So now I kind of see how it's going to work, or you see how it's going to work. We'll go ahead and put some stain in here, and we've got the water out of it. So we'll flip this back up, let that drain out a little bit. Go ahead and pop it off. Set the gun to the side. Pour my thinner back in here, what I had left over. And like I said, we'll put some stain in there now. Set this on the ground so I can pour a little easier. Put the lid back on. All right, get our stain. As I said, being as we're going to be working with it, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. But when I say fill it up, you don't want to fill it up till it's standing in the funnel. You want to fill it up till it's right at the top of the cup. That's probably enough. Now, as I say, we'll take our, I could actually put a little more than that in there than I did, but whatever. Pop this out, put that down in my thinner, and I'm gonna pour a little bit of this through that to keep it clean, so the next time, so it'll be easier to clean up when we get done. We got the lid on that just fine. As I said, we're going to put that right back on there like we had it, with that vent back there on the back. And as I did a while ago, because I don't have that completely full, I'm going to open that vent and I'm squeezing this. Till it starts to, I see it filling up right there. And I don't want it to squirt out here, just get it up there to it. Turn that back on prime. And prime up for a second. Now we'll spray it on the spray. Now I've got a piece of cardboard here so you can kind of see the spray pattern. That may be a little high. This stain is pretty thin material. Obviously that's too low. That's probably about where I want to be. And the point of adjusting it, and like I said, latex paint's going to be thicker, it's probably going to require a higher PSI. That if the PSI is too low on it, you'll have a stream at the top and stream at the bottom and nothing in between. You turn it up too high, I mean, it'll put the paint out, but you're really wasting material. You're putting so much on the wall that it's hard to, it'll get runs and all that. So there's that happy medium there, that up enough that it's spraying nice and uniform, but not so high that you're wasting paint. Of course, we're ready to go, and you can see it's already sucking that in where I didn't have it completely full. But we'll go do some painting with this, and each time that it runs out, it'll be the same thing. We'll have to pop this back off, put the funnel back on, open that up, and repeat the process to fill this up. So you can see where you wouldn't want to be painting gallons upon gallons of paint with something like this, but spraying a door or spraying multiple small items or small things in multiple places, so you don't have all the other paraphernalia. It's a great little high quality tool for that. So I'm gonna do some painting with it, and then we'll come back and clean it up, and I'll go over the cleanup with you here in just a second. Okay, so I didn't spray a whole lot with this. I sprayed out what was in the cup, and you can see what happens to it. That's normal, that's what it's supposed to do. It's sucking all the paint out of there. in this case stain, and going on it. Now, I laid this down and sprayed with the other gun for a minute, so I did wipe it off. There was more on this when I got done with it than there is right now, but it only took a second. Just take a rag and go over and wipe the outside of it. And as far as cleaning up the inside of the gun, I'm going to take this back off. And what I'm going to do is take the top off of it. And we could do a couple of things. We could either try and wash all this out. I mean, see, we still got some stains still left in there that it wouldn't draw out. But I'm just going to discard that and drop a new one in there. And then I'm going to put some clean, new thinner right straight in there. And I might even go to the trouble to wipe some of this out. So as not to spread it. Put this back on. And then just like when we were loading it up to paint, put that on. Squeeze this up out of here. Just like so. Shake it up a little bit. That's really going to be all there is to cleaning the inside of this gun out. Now, I'm going to take the tip off. And I'm going to submerge it in my little thing of thinner over here. And like I said, I'm just going to continue to wipe it down, all the pieces and parts to it. Just to get all the overspray and all the excess off of it. Of course, this being oil-based paint, I'm still using thinner. Take that out. Of course, that could still be used because it's clean if you needed it. But like I said, all I've got to do now is just finish wiping the pieces down. Wipe this top down a lot better and get all of it out of this little valve in here, and that's all there is to it.